Chief says marches at Naturina won't be tolerated.
Press conference, we still have the coach standing by. Is Coach around?
Is there?
Yes, so we still have Coach coming up. But before that, we want to use this opportunity, of course, to clarify and put into perspective. And some of you have been asking the players the questions around supporters' protest or march or conduct. And I just want to come before you, read you all and read out our statement as Kaizer Chiefs. We value our supporters deeply and recognize their passion for the club over the last 56 years. And I think Karabo, you referred to our history, which we appreciate that you're following on that. And we'd like to acknowledge the recent performances on the pitch have been challenging, and it goes without saying, and there's the questions that you've been posing to the players as well. And we are, as a collective, working tirelessly to turn the situation around. You are committed to that, and we want to emphasize that. As you are all aware, we had a few people who staged a protest, or you can call it a march, at the village on Saturday. And it was led by one gentleman named Diakanya Ronald Makato, because he isolated himself and he made himself viral, so it is worth mentioning his name. While we respect the right of fans to voice their concerns, we strongly condemn, in no uncertain terms, the actions that followed by the protest organized by Makato, supported by those who accompanied him. And amongst those, we pointed and figured out some of them were intoxicated, which posed a danger, and created some chaos in the proceedings. Threats of violence and ultimatums directed at the club through various interviews conducted by Makato after the protest are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. They are not the chiefs, and if you go to our website, you will see exactly what the meaning of supporting chiefs is. And for many years, we have not been related to threats and violence. While we accept that not all people belong to supporters branches, we also strongly condemn verbal attacks directed at the disciplined Kaizer Chiefs supporters who belong to organized structures or branches recognized by the club. And that doesn't mean we don't recognize other supporters who are not affiliated or do not participate in branches or support the club through social media platforms. Name-calling and threats of violence directed at branch member will also not be tolerated. And we want to state that as well categorically, that if we encounter such characters, we will have no choice but take matters further. We note with concern that certain untruths have been spread by Makato, which are not contained in the document that he and his compatriots handed to our representatives on Saturday. And we want to, in the name of transparency and honesty, we want to urge our supporters and fans to engage constructively. And that is the way we have been for many years, rather than through misinformation and distraction. And some of you might be wondering what is the misinformation. What the gentleman Makato portrayed and gave interviews on radio as well as on TV is not what he represented when he came to us. So that changes the tune to make him a character and someone who played to a gallery and wanted perhaps to go somewhat viral, because he represented himself as someone who's coming to support the team, who wants to avoid any violence. He made it very clear to us that him and his fellow marchers, they were avoiding what could turn ugly. But when he went on radio, that's not what he represented. He gave ultimatums and he threatened violence at the stadium. At the same time, colleagues, are glad that we're talking to media live, home bodies in front of me. Media also need to verify some of these things so we report correctly and not give publicity to people who promote violence in our football, let alone in public. It is irresponsible where some of these untruths are spread out through channels that are legit, and some of them are broadcasters of note. So we are at a point where we appeal to our fans to continue supporting the team in a positive and respectful manner. Look, in the past few seasons, including this particular season, cameramen are here, videographers are here. Pictures don't lie. We've been commanding a good support. Our supporters have voted with their heart and monies to show their support to what we are doing as the club and to support the team. So we want to continue with that. Unity between the club and its supporters is essential for achieving the success of this season and beyond, as we have been successful in the past history of 56 years. That is very every day mentioned as part of our trophies that we've amassed and other decorations. We call for calm and best behavior at our matches, and that is not negotiable. We call for calm and behavior will be standard as we have been doing in the past. We want to go on also to inform the public and also those that are planning to cause violence at the stadium that we have handed over the interviews that Makato has done to the police, so he can account should there be any act of violence and destructive behavior. We hope this can be dealt with accordingly. Together with the police, we will ensure that wrongdoers or those who come with bad intentions of causing violence at games where there are women and children and other vulnerable groups face the full might of the law. And that is one that we want to also emphasize so that it shouldn't be that we didn't tell you. The club remains committed to improving results on the pitch, and that is what we've been doing, save for the past 3 weeks that has not worked on our favor. Commitment is still there, and we are focused. Make no mistake, a balance is coming to a fingertips that is focused. Our supporters, the preparations that we've made for the match is for a club that is focused to present a product that will represent South African football very well, as we've always done in the past. We're working harder than ever before, ensuring that our supporters can be proud of our performances.